Okay. Will I, old man? Will I? Boy, out here knocking down. All right. What's that? Yo, what the fuck? I was looking good lit over here, bro. What the fuck, bro? Trying to get rich, baby. Yes, sir. I'm doing some level working. Oh, no, fella. What's this then? What? Uh-oh, bad guys. Oh shit. Oh, a lot of fun, man. Shit, I could have helped. Oh well. Alright. By the way, it's your first trip to Gridania? Yep. It's not. Yeah.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of
Man.
Gridania.
Wish I was a bard already. Can't wait till I can start playing these. Alright.
Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the seventh umbral era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul. One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm.
Huh. Pretty cool. Alright. See you later, brother. Appreciate that, whatever the fuck you're doing.
May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want. And in his heart, sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
Yes, sir. Phone. Friends. Alright. That logo was sexy. Shit. I ain't gonna front. That was sexy goddamn logo, bro. This business. Going up in the glass bowl. Oh, woo! Many men wish death upon me. Love my dog and I can't see. I'm trying to be who I'm destined to be. Niggas trying to take my life away. Come on! I'm gonna use mouse and keyboard. You know, I don't even fucking play guide. I have basic controls down. Yeah, system configuration. Borderless window, please. Yes, thank you. Can we get some? Oh, I guess it's technically full screen. Can we get a little bit bigger on the UI? Huh? I don't know. We can do standard. There we go. I need to adjust the size. Let's get a little bit bigger. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Sound settings. Play the sound. Play the sound with one of the actors. Let's just slow down. Let's try to BGM down a little bit. Like it max out. And speak sounds. Oh, I'm using the DualShock 4. Okay. Equalizer. Let's get a little bit of bass boost action. Okay. Fine. High. You know, high is fun. High is fun. You don't need to do anything crazy. You know, these are perfectly fine. Start. Classic FF. Okay. Why am I not getting step out though? Do this. Yep, yep. Alright, cool. Oh, alright, gravy. Yo, my dude. Ah, got a ball in? That's lame. Alright. Alright. Whoa, whoa. Got the best of my love. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Yep. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I don't give a fuck cause I'm just drinking, smoking, straight west coasting. I really know no wants to be with me, and she ain't playing what I'm saying. Let me, let me, let me, let me, let me. The warriors of light. I will, because I'm the warrior of light. Oh, man. Yes, sir. Spirit, before you leveled up. It's great. Yep. Sure. I will definitely help you out. I got no problem doing it. Really, I don't give a serial chiller. I love it. Mhm. 2 minutes. Oh. I want a slime. Where? The fuck? Tuning. Woo! Those mother. Oh, what? Ouch. Gotcha, goddamn. Wonderful. Long, arduous journey. Yes, I am Archer through and through. Yes. Yes, live the autumn. Suppose. Okay. Two. Ah, J. Oh shit. I got books, buying items. Hit. Oh man. And there was my dash. Yay! Time wall. Ah. Oh man. Woo. This is killing it. Jesus. So sleepy. But why? Why? Ugh. Oh, it's a buff. Huh. Been a while since I played. Shit. Alright. Ba 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 ba. Oh, fuck, huh? Ah! God damn it. Platforming, not fixed. Ah, finally a delivery removal. My God, damn it. How much does that cost? Ah, bro, some bullshit. Okay. Bro, I have to walk back? Ah, this is fucking cancer. I don't have a fucking truck or either. Run! Run me! You entered a sanctuary. Oh man, dude. Holy crap, I'm doing well for crazy. Fuck. Be right back. Jeez. Oh, so good.
Area-specific jutsu, something like a shadow paralysis jutsu, is the hidden technique of the Naga clan. But okay, what surprise! Be excited to see you. Okay, a lot of people weren't. Just not a lot of people ask the question: does she deserve to be coach? I was never talking about this today. It's because somebody emailed me. This is another YouTuber. She's not strong enough and not self-sacrificing enough. Well, I went and I watched Six's video, but it wasn't about either of those things. In fact, Six wanted to say that you probably the midst of a bad delusion, the most logical choice for the eighth Hokage. Considering the job of articulating this movie, what it really boils down to is great choices in Kobe. He's correct about that. A little bit from Six's thought process is that Shikamaru is the best out of said bad bunch. Because I would argue that Shikamaru is not the best out of bad bunch. Even top two. In fact, I would argue during the time skip the third best option for eighth Hokage. Not really what I focus on today. Today I do want to talk about your holiness and the eighth Hokage. What he brings to the table, what I believe others bring to the table, than him. It's what I believe Shikamaru should have been. Time skip. But on top of all that today, I'd also like to talk about the direction in which I believe Shikamaru will be taking. And ironically, kind of a moment if Shikamaru takes the village in the way that I think he's going to take the village. Love it. That's how bad bunch. See, I'm sleeping with time skip just information. Two current Shikamaru. No, it's Kono against destroy. So today we're going to try to accomplish the most important thing to be elected as the eighth Hokage. Speculate on what his path as the eighth Hokage to, and then first talking about how all that leads to the destruction of Kono. I would once again like to say that this video is largely inspired based on the series that Six created. So make sure you guys check out his videos. What his video is slightly different, and thus I believe that the problems that he created, I could make my own kind of fun original video. But his video is also very good. Before you theorizing or speculating or disagreeing, then guys, please like this video, subscribe to the page. Speculating or disagreeing with any of your anime hot takes, then you're going to love my channel. Just love the idea of me talking. Love my anime podcast. Anonymous for me and Danny Mata break down every happened anime this week. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So whether or not you like it, it's Shikamaru has space from the stone cliffs of Konoha, considering the fact that Shikamaru has been a fan favorite character. A lot of people should be excited about this, right? Yes, absolutely. People are excited about Shikamaru being the eighth Hokage. To an possibly more than equal amount of people are slightly peeved about it because, well, Shikamaru was a fan favorite character. Naruto, he's not a fan favorite character anymore. See, Shikamaru's embraced the role of Tsukage's Naruto to a T, and that is to say to a T if you look at Toby set the precedent what a Hokage's age should be like. And considering the ever-present amount of similarities between Hashirama and Naruto, you would think that you would be as close to Tokuro as a Shadow Hokage as possible. Not even so much as a Shadow Hokage, but both reason A to the Shikamaru was cold, calculated, practical, was efficient, much the similar capacity to Toby. It's the problem with people like Hashirama who Naruto become Hokage is that child's ideology that they live with because they're no ideology of anybody doesn't necessarily always confines of politics. That hey, this friend's ideology doesn't but lives are at stake. So the Hashirama is the most powerful person in the village and especially been the best choice of Hokage. It's not no problem about this. Hashirama made multiple moves as Hokage, detrimental to Konoha's crew. Hashirama became Hokage, moderate to become Hokage, something that down the line probably led all out between the Senju and the Uchiha all over again. Maybe not. Maybe if Madara was elected as Hokage, the Uchiha and the Senju would have meshed, and there never would have been an Uchiha massacre. However, there definitely would have been another kind of massacre, and that would have been Madara taking down the dudes of every and slaughtering them to make sure that they understood that they existed. Being Hokage should have known they have him kicked, but would have known he's innocent. And they fight forces of Uchiha and Senju behind him when he went on a field trip to the Hidden Stone. Just say, we'd be having coexistence. We'd be having one coexistence. Hashirama will be paid the Hokage. Tokuro was instrumental in making sure that Hashirama didn't hand eight of the 10 beasts, making sure that he and Konoha paid money that Konoha would use to build his foundations. For first, second, and rich Shikamaru builds a city. Well, Naruto was the strongest person in the village, bar none. That doesn't mean he was the smartest person in the village. And smile and wave and a why can't we all be friends doesn't answer every political situation. Shikamaru unfortunately had to build a contrary, realistic aim to counterbalance Naruto's sunshine approach. And genuinely, in no part of Naruto media is it depicted that Shikamaru There's like Stone Daimyo is demanding that we break from the Shinobi Alliance. Being evil, as the Stone Daimyo believe that they just lived in combat, which is a sentimentality that's been passed down from the Stone Daimyo as long as it's existed. Because the Stone Daimyo is all forcing to scared to break the Shinobi Union. Shinobi Union is what the Shinobi Alliance became out of. Break Shinobi. Technically, Shikamaru's in charge of it, but Tsuchi doesn't tell any of the other conquerors where Daimyo is trying to force her to leave the Shinobi Union. Instead, Tsuchi launches an offensive campaign against Kabuki, as technically the time after the One Great Shinobi were supposed to be demilitarizing. Just really to discuss that Chakra character destroyed the big deal. But they did not really the people not demilitarizing, as Kabuki is just as guilty. How foolish being a giant Chakra cannon has Homeland become the center of nuclear research with things like the gauntlet that's able to produce any jutsu become commonplace in combat. And well, technically the ideology of floating things like the Shinobi gauntlet means that Homeland outdo scientific advancements. It's not the case because their power can surpass anything that the Shinobi gauntlet will ever be able to emulate or every single Shinobi they could be the Shinobi gauntlet that would give them access to it. Jutsu otherwise take another massive step in terms of strength that would outclass them from the rest of the Shinobi villages. It's thus the way Tsuchi is trying to consider is that she's the sharing information that they have about Shinobi, where basically any weapon that would advance their warfare potential. Tsuchi is saying that any advancements that Konoha has says shouldn't be a problem. Right? And Jotaro actually agrees with the sentimentality. This place is not only the hidden stone, it's just the hidden mist at odds with Konoha. And this is where Tsuchi and Jotaro demanding information from the moment of the story. This entire novel. Talk about that in a second. See, because the entire purpose of this novel, this show, Captain Shikamaru is as a mastermind. Because the entire light novel is Shikamaru creating larger and larger summits until eventually he can get Naruto in front of every single village leader, be they small villages, major villages, daimyos, concept-wide some. Kanata, please say, I don't want to share the information that we have with you guys. Well, that seems incredibly simple. The reason Shikamaru has to use to get Naruto on this continent stage is rather impressive. Not to mention Shikamaru fully understands and acknowledges that once Naruto is able to talk to people, he will motivate them and sway them to his side. Thus, it's in fact trying to get the stage in front of every single nation's leader. Genius, if only for the acknowledgement and understanding that Naruto should be able to sway anybody he talks to. So here I am, establishing the fact that Shikamaru is a political genius. She's technically in the blood of the Naru. They're either politicians or doctors, and thus Shikamaru is very much living up to his full potential. So why, if Shikamaru is not only a tactical but also a political genius, is he not a good choice for the 8th Hokage? Because the Hokage is not supposed to be the smartest person in the village. The Hokage, according to Hiruzen in the early chapters of Naruto, is supposed to be the strongest person in the village. And now, well, obviously strength can be manifested in a myriad of different ways, and obviously Shikamaru's strength is very much tied into his over 200 IQ. Well, being intelligent might have been enough to keep Shikamaru relevant in the grand power scale of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Not only is being intelligent not enough to keep him relevant in Boruto, but also he's gotten substantially weaker since the war. I actually want to head back to that moment where I talked about how things got tense between all 5 Kage. That is to say, the moment when Chojuro greeted Orozuchi and said that Konoha needs to divulge all its secrets. See, the reason that this moment is important, especially as it pertains to Shikamaru, is because in response to Orozuchi and Chojuro threatened against Konoha, Shikamaru uses shadow paralysis on all 5 Kages simultaneously. It tells Chojuro and Orozuchi that if they want to go forward with a war against Konoha, he'll kill them right here and now. Now, just with that as context, you would say, wow, Shikamaru's stronger than all 5 of the Kage combined. To be able to bind Garou, Chojuro, Orozuchi, Gaara, and Naruto simultaneously, just how powerful is Shikamaru gotten? However, there's context, and that context is not good for Shikamaru. See, the light novel tells us that with the
Okay.
Aid of Kurama Naruto be able to break out of the shadow paralysis pretty much whenever he wanted. He actually does do that in a second. Now, the reason that Naruto breaks out of the shadow paralysis is because Gaara is about to attack Shikamaru with his sand. And upon identifying the fact that he is going to be the one to discipline his Hokage's assistant, Naruto breaks out of the shadow paralysis and grabs Shikamaru and apologizes to all the other Okay. Token together, that makes sense. Gaara can still attack Shikamaru with his sand and probably do a lot more when it gets to the fact that Gaara would go easy on him, considering the fact that they are related by law. Sorry. Your husband keeps me cranky. Not exactly something that our new version of Gaara would probably do, but still, Shikamaru is able to hold Darui, Chojuro, and Koritsuchi. That's crazy, especially when you consider the fact that the three of them battle against Kinshiki. So surely Shikamaru must be at least Kinshiki level, right? Well, at least probably wrong. See, Darui is neutral on the matter because Konoha militarized actually just matches the actions of the clown. So for him to get vocal about demanding that Konoha share the secrets that they're compiling would be kind of hypocritical. And thus, when it really comes down to it, the only two people that Shikamaru was actually using shadow paralysis on in any meaningful capacity would be Chojuro and Koritsuchi. Instead of being the two weakest Hokage, the history of the Kage that we know of. Also, might have just been being polite. What do I mean by that? Well, a couple of pages later, Shikamaru was walking home from work, and in a fit of frustration, he uses his shadow paralysis on a tree, and then uses shadow strangle on said tree. And when the tree creaks and moans as it's being crushed, Shikamaru can't destroy the tree. Shikamaru can't even splinter the tree, which means that through the power of his shadow strangle, Shikamaru isn't even tree level, which makes Shikamaru realize how beastie he's gotten, implying that obviously at one point or another Shikamaru was able to snap trees in half with his shadow strangle. And upon realizing that he can't even destroy a tree with his shadow strangle, Shikamaru shudders at the idea that he was threatening to choke not only one Kage, but two. Because let me tell you right now, Chojuro and Koritsuchi are far above tree level. And thus Shikamaru's threats to kill Chojuro and Koritsuchi were just that. Threats. Shikamaru stood next to no chance against any of the Kage, let alone all of them. Sure, hypothetically, he might have been able to paralyze three of the Hokage for a couple of minutes, but after that, what? Shikamaru was by far and away the weakest person in that room, and that is now your 8th Hokage, making Shikamaru more likely than not the first ever Hokage to not be the strongest of all of them. And to make it worse than that, not only is he not the strongest, he's the weakest of all of the Kage. And more likely than not, the weakest Kage ever. Because here's the thing, that was Shikamaru during the Mugen Bandits arc, which is about 3.5 years ago comparatively to where we are in the Boruto timeline. Did you thought Shikamaru was the Hokage's aide was rusty and overworked? We can't even begin to comprehend the amount of work that Shikamaru has had to do as Hokage. Meaning in those 3.5 years, Shikamaru is either as strong as he was, or weaker. There was no time-skip training arc for Shikamaru, meaning we have a sub-tree level Hokage. And well, that's probably kind of cruel lowball, because when he tried to shadow strangle that tree, he was tired and stressed. You argue there's you to Shikamaru's life as the Hokage. It's not tired and stressed. So do I believe that Shikamaru was the best option for a Hokage? No. If you are highballing Shikamaru, and I mean highballing Shikamaru, he is the 6th most powerful person in the village. Because I'll tell you right now, definitively, Ada, Daemon, Kawaki, Kakashi, and Sakura are stronger than him. But I would very easily argue Mitsuki, Sarada, Himawari, Sue, Rock Lee, Choji, Sai, and other high-level Jonin are more powerful than their current Hokage. Because here's the thing, in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, Shikamaru was a soldier. Because he was not only honing his battle intellect, but also his shadow possession jutsu and all other battle prowess. Every single day, Shikamaru's goal is to become a better soldier. The introduction of the 4th Great Shinobi World War, Shikamaru began to take a step back. And while obviously he has incredible battles like his battle against Asuma that prove that he is a high-level Jonin, the 4th Great Shinobi World War makes it clear to Shikamaru that his true talent lies in strategizing for large groups of people, which is why after his father Shukaku's death, he becomes the pseudo-general of the Shinobi Alliance. And after the conclusion of the 4th Great Shinobi World War, he becomes the leader of the Shinobi Union, and why he becomes the Hokage's aide to Naruto. Slowly but surely, time has taken Shikamaru more and more of the battlefield. But the unfortunate reality is that while Shikamaru was losing his edge, everyone around him was also getting massively more strong, and Shikamaru's kid became absolutely irrelevant. See, not only does Shikamaru not have enough chakra or strength to use his shadow possession jutsu on anybody in movement, but his shadow possession jutsu can be absorbed by Rinnegan or cut markings, meaning if he wants to use it against Boruto, he can't. In fact, him trying to use his Shadow Paralysis Jutsu against Momoshiki allowed Momoshiki to use it against all of the Kage. On the battlefields, no matter how you look at it, Shikamaru is now a hindrance. And if the Hokage is the strongest person in the village, he's the wrong choice. Now, whether or not you believe he's stronger than Konohamaru, I'll leave that up to you. But I believe it is undeniable, based on what we've seen from both Sakura and Kakashi, and not only Boruto, but their respective light novels in the blank periods or during Boruto's timeline, that Sakura and Kakashi are stronger than Shikamaru, and I don't think it's close. See, obviously, the on-screen manga canon feats we have Kakashi and Boruto's timeline are limited. We have so many feats from Kakashi in Boruto's timeline from his light novels. Now, obviously, we have things like Kakashi's first light novel, which is all about him struggling to accept that he's the new Hokage after the creation of World War, which focuses not only on him accepting the role, but also trying to recreate Chidori, which then eventually leads him to the creation of Purple Lightning, which is said to be the completed version of Chidori and is based on Madara's Purple Lightning in the womb. And in that light novel, it's acknowledged that Purple Lightning is stronger than Chidori, which leads us to our first big upgrade for Kakashi post Fourth Great Shinobi War. But the first on-screen visualization we have of how strong Purple Lightning is and how strong Hokage and post-Hokage Kakashi is from the early days of Boruto. See, a lot of people believe that the first 40 or so episodes of Boruto are anime canon. That is to say, all of the episodes that lead up to the Chunin exam, which we were given during Boruto's movie. So things like Shin Uchiha's arc, Nue's arc, or when they go to the Hidden Mist Village and battle against the new Swordsman of the Mist. And while technically, to a certain degree, these being called anime canon is inaccurate, everything between episode 1 of Boruto and when the Chunin exams happens is a different kind of canon that's not anime canon. That's because everything that happens between episode 1 of Boruto and the Chunin exams usually comes from light novels, a set of 5 of them. And these 5 novels represent the 5 Boruto light novels, released between May of 2017 and January of 2018. And thus, since light novels are fully canon and supported by Masashi Kishimoto, as he co-writes every single one, the events that happen within the capacity of these 5 light novels are all as canon as manga, unless of course they blatantly contradict what's seen in the manga. The reason I'm talking about these light novels and these early episodes of Boruto is because in the 3rd novel, which is Those Who Eliminate the Night of Shinobi, we're not only introduced to Sumire, but also Nue, a super-tailed beast that feeds off the dark emotions of everybody around it. Now, Nue is very actively compared to a tailed beast in terms of destructive capability, and what we see Kakashi do? Straight up jump it. Kakashi not only speed blitzes Nue, but also cuts off its tail. He then surrounds Nue with a town-sized mud wall barrier that makes it so Nue will be able to make it to the village to cause any destruction. But Kakashi's novel feats don't end there. Ignoring the fact entirely that Kakashi went toe-to-toe with Kashin-Koji, who was able to kill a tennis Jigen, Kakashi in his second light novel goes to a land by the name of the Land of Radaku, where he's not only able to evaporate all of the water created by a ninja tool created by Hagoromo that allows for an infinite amount of water to be spewed out of it to make sure that the Land of Radaku would never run out of water. That is to say, in simpler terms, Kakashi uses a Phoenix Fire Jutsu so strong that it's able to nullify an infinite water source from a ninja tool created by the Sage of Six Paths. Also manages to surround an entire town with a mud wall that lasts 12 hours long. But mind you, this isn't any regular mud wall. It's a quartz mud wall, which is said to be much more chakra exhausted than a regular mud wall, because the quartz mud wall isn't affected by lightning release, which is the natural weakness of earth release. And thus Kakashi maintained a town-sized advanced mud wall for 12 hours. And this is due, in fact, to the fact that he no longer has the Sharingan, which is actually stated to have made him stronger, as he now no longer has a massive amount of chakra sapped through the usage of the Sharingan that didn't belong to him. In fact, the light novel goes on to state that Kakashi is stronger than he was in the War Arc now, minus DMS, obviously. But one Sharingan Kakashi went toe-to-toe with one Rinnegan, one Sharingan Obito. The destructive force of Obito sinking his Kamui to Kakashi's as Kakashi was trying to Kamui away the Ten Tails head created an event that can only be compared to the cataclysm that the Ten Tails was able to create when it was terraforming the Earth, as things like thunderstorms and tornadoes spawned out of nowhere. Now, obviously, at least 50% of that event can be tied to Obito. The fact that at least 50% of that event can be tied to Kakashi that is said to be weaker than the Kakashi that we're seeing in Boruto's timeline is crazy. So the genuine question we have to ask here is, do we believe that a Kakashi that is stronger than he was in the work, but not as strong as DMS, is weaker than Shikamaru? I'd have to say no. Not to mention that Kakashi has an equal amount of experience in the Hokage's office as Shikamaru. Not to mention that there's also a precedent for a previous Hokage stepping up when a preternaturally talented, young, blonde-haired Hokage just dies. So why didn't Kakashi step up? Well, it's mostly tied to the fact that Kakashi's probably off somewhere and doing something else. Or he just straight up said no because he wanted the job somehow less than Shikamaru. But even if Kakashi did say no, there were people who were more valid candidates than Shikamaru solely based off strength, as Sakura is also undoubtedly more powerful than Shikamaru. Instead of being able to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Shin Uchiha, who was able to get a drop on not only Sasuke, but also Naruto, we've also seen Sakura in light novels like Sasuke Retsudon go toe-to-toe with the Edo Tensei dinosaurs, which is ridiculous, but it's also slightly impressive. On top of this, in Sakura's one and only light novel, which feels disrespectful, we see her go toe-to-toe against several Anbu members who have taken a drug that gives them a pseudo-Jinchuriki cloak. With the power of this version 2 Jinchuriki cloak, these Anbu members are able to pull off tailed beast bombs. No one says that the power of these tailed beast bombs pale in comparison to anything that Naruto or other perfect Jinchuriki would be able to pull off. It's still tailed beast bombs, and it's still more than Shikamaru could manage. Between being able to summon Lady Katsuyo, the strength of 100 seal, possibly the greatest chakra control in Naruto history, and the ability to activate mitotic regeneration and save herself from death over 100 teammates, while also canonically having the highest level of chakra-assisted strength in all of Naruto, and having a almost entirely reliant on taijutsu. Not only is Sakura much stronger than Shikamaru, but she also stands a much better chance against people like Karma Mark wielders or Otsutsuki, as her durability, stamina, regeneration, and kin make her the perfect match for somebody who's able to absorb ninjutsu. Not to mention, if any of the Karma Mark wielders or Otsutsuki are genjutsu specialists, Sakura is immune to genjutsu. So when it comes down to pure protectors of Karma, Shikamaru was probably not the best choice. The Hokage is supposed to be the strongest person in the village, and therefore, i.e., the protector of the village. And this one's kind of an unspoken rule, but also the strongest out of all the Hokage. Shikamaru should definitely not be the 8th Hokage, but this doesn't mean that he was a terrible choice. So see, while I believe that Shikamaru could have functioned probably at a higher level as a tactician and politician from the side, that is to say, if he continued as a Hokage's aide for either Sakura or Kakashi, having a tactical and political genius as Hokage isn't the worst thing of all time. Because in the same capacity that Shikamaru could have been a tactician from the side, Kakashi and Sakura can still go fight for Konoha. It's just now Shikamaru will be telling them they need to battle. But the only problem with this is that Shikamaru fell prey to Ada's brainwashing. Thus, we have somebody in charge who's essentially Ada's puppet. That is to say that since Ada's charm works on Shikamaru, basically anything she wants goes. And I have no doubt in your mind that Kawaki will use that to get what he wants. Now I know what you're going to say. Sakura and Kakashi would also probably fall prey to this. Well, yes. Letting the nod, they probably would. Let's remember that Kakashi at one point had Sage of Six Paths Chakra, as Kakashi was given Obito's Sage of Six Paths Chakra that allowed him to manifest the DMS mode. And while this has not been confirmed, this is a theory of mine. It appears as though having Six Paths Chakra, or having chakra that ties back to the Otsutsuki, actually allows you to battle against the brainwashing of omnipotence, as the only two people that we've seen outside of those who were in love with Boruto or full-blooded Otsutsukis that have been able to break the brainwashing have been Sasuke and Himawari. Now, Sasuke breaking out of omnipotence could be tied to the fact that omnipotence takes a while to fully set in, and basically the second that omnipotence was fired off, Sarada was begging with Sasuke, and that allowed him to break out of the memories. It also could technically be tied to the fact that Sasuke was given Sage of Six Paths Chakra by Hagoromo to give Sasuke an edge against Otsutsuki abilities, and this is slightly corroborated by the fact that Himawari doubts the memories that Boruto was evil and killed her parents, since Himawari probably has Kaguya's chakra running through her if we abide by the theory that Hinata and Naruto combined Hagoromo and Hamura's chakra in their children. But with Himawari, this could also be tied into the fact that she loves Boruto, which was enough to make Sumire not affected by omnipotence. And then, in the case of Sakura, she is immune to Genjutsu, and while Kishimoto and Ikimoto have completely forgotten about her character, there's a possibility with a level of chakra control like hers that her brain can be brainwashed, as one could argue that omnipotence in the way that it manifested for Kawaki's wish was just worldwide genjutsu. And while both Sakura and Kakashi are more likely not affected by Ada's charm, it's just a cherry on top of why they might have been better choices. So how are we going to build to the fact that Shikamaru might have actually been a good choice for the 8th Hokage? Well, for that we have to take the scope of Konoha as it currently stands into play. So like we already talked about in Shikamaru's light novel, Konoha is industrializing. Whether that be through the medium of shinobi wear or letting cyborgs into their doors, Konoha has become the epicenter of warfare advancement. Konoha now has a positive and symbiotic relationship with Amado, Daemon, and Ada. And Shikamaru tells us in chapter 1 of 2 of Vortex that Konoha's been using Ada's Senrigan to confirm intel, meaning Ada is working openly with Konoha's leadership and they're trusting her. Not to mention that Amado is living somewhat freely within Konoha's walls. And this could be said about Orochimaru. All the while, things like shinobi wear upgrades are being made every single day. And while the shinobi gauntlet seems like an incredible scientific advancement, even that pales in comparison to what Amado is doing. And the reason that I believe that Shikamaru actually could be the correct choice for the 8th Hokage isn't because of his natural ninjutsu ability, but it's more to do with the fact that his genius in combination with the recent scientific advancements in shinobi wear could actually make him a very dangerous threat. See, while Shikamaru has taken a massive step backwards in terms of his ninjutsu and taijutsu prowess, his intellect is still sharp as a razor, so there's a possibility that Shikamaru could make up for his lack of ninjutsu and taijutsu prowess with scientific advancements. I mean, we saw that with the power of a ninjutsu minigun was able to hold down the entirety of Team 7. And while technically in the end Ao loses, between his minigun and his electricity drones, he was dangerous. Now imagine you apply that level of shinobi wear to Shikamaru's intellect. The amount of traps and hard counters he could figure out while he clasped his two hands together like this for any enemy would be crazy. And honestly, I believe with the upgrading of Konoha's military might and Shikamaru now taking a step in the leadership direction, he should be working towards this goal. In essence, what I'm trying to say here is that there's a possibility that Shikamaru embraces a somewhat Batman-esque role within Konoha, where he uses his intellect in cutting-edge warfare technology to remain as relevant as possible in the grand power scheme. And genuinely, I don't believe there's a better person to bring Konoha into the future than Shikamaru. As Shikamaru is cold, calculating, and unbiased, while also willing to do whatever is necessary to make Konoha as strong and as secure as possible, even if that meant killing Koritsuchi and Shojuro. So is Shikamaru the strongest person in the village? Not by a long shot. Is there a world in which he closes the gap between him and Kakashi and Sakura? Maybe. Is it a bit fantastical and sci-fi-esque? Yes, but if you knew anything about Masashi Kishimoto, you'll know that that's all he wants to write. The reason that Kishimoto left Naruto after the conclusion of Shippuden is because he wanted to write another manga known as Samurai 8, which is a samurai sci-fi story. And that's why Boruto has seen such a modernization. It's because Kishimoto wants a modern Naruto universe, so he can write in sci-fi elements. So Iron Man Shikamaru loading? Maybe. I know, I said Kakashi was gonna be the Hokage. What do you guys think? Do you believe that Shikamaru deserved the role? Tell me in the comments below. While you guys are down there, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noty bell. Just one time. I want to hear Shikamaru say you've activated my trap code.
Okay. You've activated my da-da-da. Oh, let's get another video to listen to. No, I love you.
Potential. Sometimes our lives are augmented by things outside of the scope of our control. All of the events in the conclusion of World War II have dramatically affected my life, whether I know it or not. However, I never had any opportunity to ever impose any kind of actual difference in World War II. I wasn't alive. However, if hypothetically World War II had ended differently, my life could be massively different. Everything that's ever happened prior to my life has affected my life. And whether or not you believe that to be fate or random chance or with a beer making everything happen, what we can agree on is that it did happen, and now we're here. What if those things that happened in the past didn't happen, or ended differently? Well, then I probably wouldn't be sitting here recording into a camera, screaming in my second office while petting my second dog. Things would be different. And it's really no surprise to say that this is as true in the real world as it is in fictional universe. And if you go back and you change one event, the story's gonna look drastically different. And while changing some things will have barely any effect whatsoever, changing other things could completely restructure the entire world. And as Naruto is a fictional universe with a very long and fleshed out past, today we're going to endeavor to do the latter. Today we're going to be going back into the history of Naruto and changing one of the most important plot points in the entire universe's history. Because today we're going to be answering the question, what would have happened if Hashirama had killed Madara? See, we understand that Hashirama believed that he killed Madara. However, Madara, possibly understanding the fact that Hashirama was more powerful than him, programmed his eye to enact Izanagi and say, they believe. And one of those immediately spoken about is the fact that if Madara dies in that battle against Hashirama, Naruto and Sasuke are not our reincarnations of Indra and Ashura. So we know that Madara, by plugging himself to Geromazo, prolongs the reincarnation cycle. Because even though Hashirama dies before the First Great Shinobi World War even starts, Madara doesn't die until the middle of the Third Great Shinobi World War, which means that Indra and Ashura's reincarnations couldn't begin a new cycle of reincarnation until the end of the Third Great Shinobi World War, which happened to be roughly around when Naruto and Sasuke were born, making them the next reincarnation. But if Madara dies in his battle against Hashirama, we no longer have to wait until the Third Great Shinobi World. We see a new reincarnation cycle before the First Great Shinobi World. And you know who was born in that time period? Minato and Fugaku. Which is why today I venture to answer more than just the question, what would have been Madara died in his battle against Hashirama. I venture to answer the significantly cooler and more poignant question, what would happen if Minato and Fugaku were reincarnations of Asura and Indra? Before we get to talking any hypothetical, guys, please, for me, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that note bell. And if you want me to keep having enough money to feed the ever-growing amount of tools I can provide, follow my other pages, League Commander, where instead of talking Naruto, I talk all other anime. And if you just like the idea of me talking about anime, you're gonna love my anime podcast, Talks Anonymous. Where me and Thinking about a breakdown we have an anime this week. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. The beauty of this hypothetical is that Madara doesn't do a whole lot for like 2-ish decades. Madara loses a battle against Hashirama, takes a chunk, puts it in his wound, and then waits to awaken the Rinnegan. Because that's all he really can do. Madara, for a large portion death. Just the guy sitting in a cave with one Sharingan because he lost one of them using Izanagi. And well, obviously he was laying the groundwork for the Akatsuki. The real work didn't really start until he awakened the Rinnegan. Now, the unfortunate thing about trying to awaken the Rinnegan by combining Indra and Ashura's chakra together is that it's not instantaneous. And therefore, it's not like Madara popped in Hashirama's flesh into his womb. It was like ready at the time. It took decades. In fact, he didn't awaken his Rinnegan until he was well into his 70s. And therefore, Madara being dead doesn't really affect anything until roughly around the time of the third grade Shinobi Rule. So, for the beginning of this video, we can focus pretty singularly on Minato and Fugaku. And to go even one step further than that, Minato becoming Asura's reincarnation that to begin with. Minato has so many similarities to Naruto and therefore Asura that a lot of people believe that he is a reincarnation. There's a theory going around that I'll probably do a whole video about, that the reincarnation cycle didn't actually pause for Asura, just Indra. Because pretty much everything about Minato screams Asura reincarnation. He has an insane chakra pull. He uses the Rasengan. He has a Kurama chakra mode, which is similar to Asura's chakra mode that we see in the manga. You can see why people would believe that he is Asura's reincarnation. And therefore, the biggest difference that we would see between the First Great Shinobi World War and the Third Great Shinobi World War would be with Fugaku, who would now be Indra's reincarnation. And even that, technically, wouldn't be the biggest change of all time. So recently canonizing Fugaku's MS, Fugaku being Indra's reincarnation would basically just give him a chakra buff. With Fugaku having a run on Slate Order in the Third Great Shinobi World War and being known as Fugaku's Wicked Eye, he was probably already a menace to begin with. Even the paths that these two would take wouldn't change that much if they were Asura and Indra's reincarnation. Because if you think about it, the path that Minato and Fugaku undergo is very similar to the path that Asura and Indra undergo. For the majority of their lives, they both died very young. Minato and Fugaku served side by side as brothers. Now, we don't know if Minato and Fugaku were close. We never got to look into their relationship in the Minato one-shot. But we do know that they were two incredibly powerful ninjas, the strongest ninjas in the village, at the same time fighting in the same battles, which means that the potential for overlap between the two of them is quite high. It also means the potential overlap of glory is also quite high, because, like we've already stated, Fugaku had a on-site order in the Third Great Shinobi World War, but so did Minato. So both Minato and Fugaku were heroes of the Third Great Shinobi World War for Konoha, which means in the real universe of Naruto and our new hypothetical one that they would both be legitimate candidates for the fourth Hokage. Because Madara's death wouldn't really change anything about the politics of the Third Great Shinobi World War, and therefore Hiruzen would still try to step down at the conclusion of the Third Great Shinobi World War, which would mean his boots would need to be filled with one of three candidates. Orochimaru, who Madara's death wouldn't affect yet, meaning he would still be slipping from grace in Hiruzen's eyes and still doing undercover human experimentation, and therefore he would be elected as the fourth Hokage. In fact, Orochimaru not being elected as the fourth Hokage is why he eventually elects to leave. Well, it's why he elects to really trump up the human experimentation and the destruction of everything and angle. He obviously leaves because Hiruzen catches him. The other candidate would be Fugaku, and outside of that, Minato. Now, obviously, in the real universe, Minato is elected as the fourth Hokage, which we all know is actually a massive tipping point for the Uchiha clan. They all believed that Fugaku was a clear-cut choice for the fourth Hokage. When he was snubbed for Minato, that added a massive amount of fuel to the fire that was the Uchiha idea. This story arc between Minato and Fugaku actually pretty much one-to-one mirrors what happens with Hashirama, Asura, and Indra. As when Hashirama was dying, he has to choose one of his sons to continue his path for him. Even though Indra is the more powerful of his two sons, Asura is better at bringing people together, and therefore Hashirama goes with Asura, which obviously starts a cycle of hatred because Indra believed that he was the one who was supposed to be selected. And just like that, we have an Uchiha, who's the progenitor to the Uchiha, being snubbed for a position that they and the people around them believe that they deserve. However, the key difference between the real universe and our hypothetical universe is the fallout of this situation. Well, some would like to go with the narrative that if Fugaku and Minato were reincarnations of Indra and Asura, that they would have been young rivals that mirrored Naruto and Sasuke's path. However, politically during that time period, that just doesn't make sense. There's gonna be no, Fugaku needs to leave the village to train with some side rebels so he can get perspective and come back and battle against Minato in the end of the story. Fugaku was born into an advantageous position in the Uchiha clan, and as someone born into an advantageous position in the Uchiha clan, who also was incredibly powerful, he was pretty much a shoo-in to be the head of the Uchiha clan. So there's no, I will leave the village to be the head. No, Fugaku would actually have a journey much closer to Madara's than Sasuke, because obviously Sasuke had no ties to Konoha. He had to go back to an empty Uchiha village every single night, so him leaving really wasn't the craziest thing of all time. Most of the people he talked to in the village were in Team 7, and when he got met with them, that's it. That's all he needs to go. However, Fugaku very much has a support network. He has a wife. He has 2 kids in this current moment, or at least 1 kid and another somewhat on the way. He's not just going to abandon his role as clan leader and father. The true difference between the hypothetical universe and the real universe is that Black Zetsu is no longer focusing on Madara. Black Zetsu is now focusing on Fugaku. And of course, Black Zetsu would focus on Fugaku because Fugaku is now Black Zetsu's best chance to have Indra and Ashura's chakra come together and recreate a Uchiha. Mind you, with Madara's death, Koryu was able to grab Hashirama's cells onto his own. For 2 decades, there's no Rinnegan, which means that Black Zetsu can control Fugaku into a situation where he awakes a Rinnegan and therefore can enact the Eye of the Moon plan. Therefore, the biggest reason that Fugaku wouldn't leave his clan is because his clan would become instrumental to the Eye of the Moon plan. This is where we really begin to venture into the differences between our real and hypothetical universes. You see, because what happens when you suppress a group of incredibly powerful people over and over and over again? Or at least they believe they're suppressed over and over and over again. They'll begin to think about ways that they can rebel against a system that suppresses them. But there's ways to rebel against a system. See, in the real universe, the Uchiha started planning a coup where all of the Uchiha would go in the middle of the night, the heart of with the hopes of taking control of the city. And while that's a great way to rebel against a system that you believe is suppressing you because Konoha is the system that's suppressing them, if there was, hypothetically, an incredibly intelligent outside source that realized that the radicalized Uchiha could be weaponized towards a goal so long as that goal vaguely ends in Uchiha freedom, that incredibly intelligent outside source would whip up a clan into fury and have them start marching towards the path that the outside source wants them to march towards. Of course, within the confines of Naruto, I'm talking about the Eye of the Moon plan. You see, in the hypothetical universe, Black Zetsu can't meddle with Madara anymore. He's quite obviously gonna meddle with Fugaku, as Fugaku was the current head of the Uchiha clan during its most turbulent time. If Black Zetsu were able to control Fugaku in any sense, Black Zetsu could direct Fugaku to radicalizing the entire Uchiha clan. The goal of the Eye of the Moon plan, with the general pitch being that if we follow this path, the Uchihas will live for 1,000 years in heavens of their own creation, where we are the supreme rulers of the entire universe, and Konoha lives under our one step further. Why focus on Konoha and the Uchiha to control the entire world? Do you think the suppression of the Uchiha is going to stop outside of the confines of Konoha? No. Once we take over Konoha, what are the other villages gonna do? The village will be weakened by the coup, and therefore these other villages will come and attack us. So what if we get ahead of them? What if before these villages get a chance to try and expose the weakness of Konoha, our newly founded Uchiha village, we overtake them? And Big Bang, you have a radicalized group of incredibly strong fighters. So there's still one relatively major problem. None of this can happen without Rinnegan, which is why Black Zetsu was specifically focusing on Fugaku. He has to make sure that Indra and Ashura's chakra. Now, fortunately for Fugaku and Black Zetsu, Madara's death wouldn't affect whether or not Minato and Kushina fell in love, and it definitely wouldn't affect when they decided to get it on. And thus, shortly after the conclusion of the Third Great Shinobi World War, and shortly after Minato being elected to the Fourth Hokage, Kushina would become pregnant. However, instead of Obito being the one to try to steal the Nine Tails, here it would be Fugaku, because Obito would be dead. If Madara's never there to tumble underground and grab Obito and bring him back to his little lair, Obito dies under the rocks, which feels like an overall win. Well, what's wild is that Rin survives, because obviously Madara was the one controlling the Hitmist, but he's so in Rin's see Rin die, so Rin survives. So we tell the night of Naruto's birth, and it has Kushina hears his wife and Minato, plus Kushina tries to give birth to Naruto. Well, obviously, we don't know the full scope of Fugaku's abilities here, and therefore a battle between Fugaku and Minato could go a bunch of different ways that we really can't anticipate. We pretty much understand that any battle between Indra and Ashura's reincarnations is usually very close. Thus, you can bet your bottom dollar that Fugaku poses a legit threat against Minato as he's trying to protect Kushina, Naruto, and the rest of the village. Much the same way as Minato was able to shut down a young Obito, I'm taking Minato in this fight. However, Minato is injured enough to the point that Fugaku was able to acquire his DNA, because while killing Minato would have been incredible, obviously all Fugaku needed was a little bit of his DNA. However, in the process of all of this, to make sure that Minato was distracted, Fugaku was simultaneously uses his Sharingan ability on Kurama while Kushina is giving birth, which leads to Kurama's subsequent escape from Kushina. However, since the motivations of Fugaku and Obito are slightly different on this night, because obviously Obito was trying to capture Kurama so he could put it in the ghetto statue, which he Fugaku was trying to get the DNA of it to possibly kill Minato. But since their motivations are different, I would see the fights between Fugaku and Minato and Obito and Minato playing out differently. With Gunpowder realizing that killing Minato on that night is too much of a hassle and probably hinders his greater plan as a whole, as if he kills Minato on that night, Minato would technically no longer be Asura's reaper.
Hello. Just gaming. I don't care. Okay.
Therefore, since Minato would no longer be Asura's reincarnation, putting Minato's cells into his own body technically would combine it.
Okay. Okay. Well, alright, folks. See you later. Get off. You guys be good. Pray to God.